Hello, everyone. So, welcome to the pick a card reading. And here you are going to select a particular card one, two, or three, and you can go with your intuition. Just take few deep breaths and let your heart decide where it wants to go, and then choose a card, and then we would be diving into what all those cards means and how you can imply the messages in your everyday life. What is the actual message that you need to understand, and how you can benefit the most from this particular reading? So select a card, and then we can definitely go ahead. I hope you have selected the card, and now, without wasting any more time, we can dive directly towards the reading. And we can start with the pile number one, the cards. Now, if you have chosen the card number one, then we are going to dive in towards the message that what this pile and this card actually holds for you. So, starting with, well, this seems to be a very emotional energy kind of a card, because it is starting with a very emotional kind of energies. So, there can be uh, a phase where you can feel emotionally fulfilling at times. This can actually be a phase where you can feel emotionally vulnerable, but if you somehow manage to control those emotions well, then it can definitely lead you towards happier times. It can definitely lead you towards the emotional fulfillment that you have been looking for, because this can be kind of a phase where you can feel emotional about a lot of things, even if the things are not very much in that space of giving that emotional energy, but you can still feel that you need to provide them, you need to provide that support to others, you need to provide that support, nurture to others, and somewhere you are also expecting those kind of energies towards you, so you need that reciprocation, because you can be someone who can be offering that support to people. You can be someone who can be sensitive about a lot of things, so this can be a phase where you can be sensitive about a lot of things, and this can somehow drain your energy as well, because not everything demands your attention, not everything should be there where your energy is flowing. So here you need to be bit conscious and cautious actually when it comes to giving your energies towards others, because those emotional vulnerability can make you weak at times as well. So your emotions are always your strength, but when they make you feel vulnerable, when they make you feel a lot of times your emotions can put you in a situation where you would have to choose between yourself and between providing that support to others, or between pleasing others. And at that time, if you do not draw good boundaries, at that time if you do not draw healthy boundaries, then that emotional drainage can be a lot on you, because you can always be on that giving side and you may not receive that kind of support from others. Now, this can be your personality. You can be nurturing, you can be giving, but that doesn't mean that you always have to be in that position, especially if the other person is not reciprocating somewhere with those similar kind of energies. So this can be a phase where your emotional energies can be very heightened, you can be very sensitive, you can be sensitive about even the little things. So even some little issues, some little obstacles can just trigger your emotional vulnerability, and you can feel that everything coming up on you. But at the same time, this can also be a phase where you can feel, because you are able to feel that sensitivity, you can be at the space where you can feel others emotions as well. You can feel that if someone is treating you a particular way, then what is the reason behind it. So it is not just about you being protective about yourself, but also you being very much sensitive towards others. So even if the other person is getting angry, you can be in a position where you would try to understand why it's happening to you and why, what is bothering that other person. So this kind of energy, this kind of sensitivity can be there, And this leads us towards the other card as well, which is also a card of very much impulsive activities, rush emotions, rush energies. So at the same time, when it comes to giving that nurture, when it comes to providing that nurturing, you are also at a place of making things happen. So you can be feeling very emotionally charged about a lot of things. Now this can be in your personal life, this can be in your professional life, where you can feel you need to make things happen, you need to take that particular step. And you can just do it impulsively, aggressively, in your emotions, where your emotions would be in charge. So this can be that kind of energy where you can feel that all that rush is coming across, all that rush is coming towards you, and you want to just take your actions towards that, and you just want to make it happen. So at those in that situation, you may not be very much wise while taking that decision, and that is why this is very important for you to control that emotions, control those emotions that you're feeling. Because yes, there can be also, there can be people around you who can try to provide you that support, but because your energies somewhere would be too impulsive for them to understand, your energies for them can be too in that rush zone. So they can also take a step back and think that what you're doing. So all those kind of rush energies are there. There can also be, so some people can also be around you who can have those kind of rush energies, who can feel that chaos in their own lives. And the impression of those, the reflection of those energies are being inflected in your life as well. So maybe some of your closed ones, some of your close people may have that chaotic situation in their life, and what they are feeling, the drainage that they are feeling is coming towards you as well. So there can be this rush energies, and it can all turn out very positively, first of all, because both of these cards are there to imply that you have that control over yourself. You should be having that control over yourself, because there can be some positive changes that can happen when you are taking those actions. There can be that positive situations that can lead you towards a better place, only if you're controlling your emotions. So have that calmness, have that sense of direction while leading your actions, because during that rush it can give you a boost that you have been thinking of. So if in the past times you have been very subtle with things, or you have been at the backstage, this is the time where you can just take the lead, manage your emotions, and go towards the thing that actually mean for you. Now this can be something in your personal life and your professional life, but these rush of emotions, these energies are here to definitely uplift you towards the things that you actually want. And that is why the next card that we would be adding is four of pentacles. Now again, if you read, if you just reflect upon these cards, it's all about controlling your emotions, having that sense of control over the things that are going, that practical sense of where you want to go. So that planning is very essential. Even if you feel that you need to take an action right now, just take some time, at least some time to think, sometimes think where your energy is going to be, what are the benefits that you're going to get. So all these pros and cons should be calculated before you just dive into things. Because yes, it's good that you're having that impulsive attitude when it comes to because since past some times you have been in that situation of being being oppressed or suppressed, and controlling your emotions and everything. Now this is the time that all of your emotions are bursting out. So it is good that it is happening, but still, to direct it towards something positive, you need a plan, you need to have that under control. And when it comes to controlling things, do not dominate, do not try to um, you do not try to micromanage things, but yes, at least know what you're doing, at least know where your energy is going, where you are able to direct things towards. So this can be a phase where if you're able to manage your emotions well, if you're able to plan things ahead, then this can bring you good stability. If you are in that professional situation, there can be some good profits, there can be some good financial gains that can happen only if you manage your passion, drive, and emotions all along. So it is not just about taking an action impulsively, but it is also about taking and sorry it is also about taking an action in a way that is going to benefit you a lot. So this is something that you need to take care. And next we have, as I said, that this can be a phase of emotional fulfillment as well. So here we see that fulfillment coming across. So once you're able to manage these emotions well, once you're able to plan things well, you can lead towards that happy phase, you can lead towards that fulfillment. So it is just that having that control over your emotions, and your family can also be there to support you. So even if you find yourself in being that emotionally vulnerable situation, and if you feel that people are not understanding you, people are just charging upon you, but once you are in control of yourself, of your emotions, of how you are thinking, you can feel that fulfillment coming. Now this, even if you're pushing your energies towards your professional life, even if you're pushing your energies towards your career or goals, you can still feel that once you're done with the goals, once you're done with the achievements, you can feel that fulfillment coming towards you. So once you are in that space of leading things across, once you are in that space of planning things practically, you can feel that even if things are towards your professional life, it is providing you the comfort, it is providing you the happiness in your personal life as well. So your family, your friends can be happy, and there can be a whole phase of fulfillment, of achievement that can come across. And that is why that support from others, that phase of learning from others, that networking, that support um, coming from the society can be very much helpful towards you. Now this can also be a phase where you should be building good networks, you should be in a phase, and you should be open to ask help from others, you should be open to receive some kind of knowledge, some kind of learnings from others that can ultimately provide you that happiness, that fulfillment. So do not be hesitant towards asking that kind of help from others. And also, if you're achieving certain things, if you are gaining some benefits, then make sure that you're also diverting those profits, diverting those uh, gains towards others as well. So maybe if you are in a team, and if you are doing well, then make sure that you're acknowledging your team members as well. If you're having a good phase in your personal life, if you're having that fulfillment in your personal life, then make sure that you're acknowledging your family members as well. So it is also about making others feel special, it is also about make crediting others and acknowledging their efforts towards yourself. So all of this can be a very positive turnout for you. It is just that how you are leading things and how willing you are to have that controlled effort. And one thing can also help you out here is learning. So if you are in a process to learn something, if you are in a process to provide that gain that actually if you're in a process to gain some kind of professional knowledge, then this can be a phase of uh, getting appreciated of your work, and you would also be recognized of the skills that you're learning. So all of this phase can bring out that positive attitude towards you and the fulfillment towards you as well. So the gist of this would be to make sure that you're having those emotions controlled so that you can lead them towards something fulfilling and positive. And now adding more details here. So this is from the star seed oracle, and again this is about the golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, and rare gifts. Again, sharing those gifts. So you can be someone, um, who can be quite nurturing towards things. You can feel that there's a lot that you should be doing, there's a lot that should be there in your life, and there can be times where you can feel that you have to do more for others, for yourself as well. So this is the phase where you take those actions, this is the phase where you take these things further. And if you're in a process to begin something, or if you have some kind of idea of leading towards something, then this can be a phase where you should be nurturing that, you should be nurturing your intelligence, you should be nurturing your inner child, because all of those things can bring you towards the fulfillment that you have been looking for. So if there is some creative idea or project or a new beginning, then make sure that you are treating that with love and nurture. So it's not only about getting the benefits from that particular project or that idea, but it is also about nurturing those feelings of that you're putting in those particular projects. So this can be that kind of a phase as well. And one thing that can help you is, yes, so one thing can be very helpful in that process is connecting with the places that make you feel fulfilled. So there can be some power places, some places that that fill you actually with encouragement, with positivity. And there can be a lot of, maybe you can have your own spiritual beliefs. So wherever you feel that if you feel that lately some kind of calling is coming from your heart, if some place is calling you towards, then reach out to that place. Just go there, feel that positivity, feel that spirituality, and trust where you are led. So this is about, in the meantime, if you're feeling that you need to visit some kind of a place, if you feel that there's something somewhere that you want to go, then make sure that you're visiting that place. You can gain some great insights over that. And adding more to it, we have be assertive. So when it comes to being assertive, it's kind of a gist of whatever we have discussed till now, that you need to be assertive. So don't give that command to your emotions, or your vulnerable emotions, I would rather say, to command where you are going, what can be your decisions. Because when you are taking control, when you are in that lead, when you are in that position of power, then you can decide how to use your emotions. So it is more about you being on that driving seat when it comes to taking your things further, when it comes to making things happen for yourself. So make sure that control is not going from anywhere except you. And now this can also be somewhere, there can be some people around you as well who can somewhere try to influence your decisions. Now they may not particularly have a bad intentions, or they may not have particularly intentions to put you down or to put you in a vulnerable situation, but their influence can somewhere be not so good for you. So make sure that even if you are listening to others, you are the one who is in charge, and you are the one who's taking the control. And lastly, we are going to discuss about look for a sign. So this can be a sign, you having this reading can be a sign. And anything that you believe in, if you are having some confusion, if you're having some doubts within yourself, all you have to ask is, ask the universe to give you a sign. And it would definitely provide you that clarity, it would definitely provide you the sign that would eventually lead you towards happier times, that would eventually lead you towards positivity around. So do not be hesitant to ask the universe in the times of confusion, the times where you feel that your emotions are making you feel low, your emotions are taking over and you're not able to deal with them perfectly. Then just ask the help from the universe, and it is definitely going to provide you that clarity. And now diving towards the second card reading. And now about the second card reading, let's see what it is bringing for you. Okay,
So, yes, the first card would be Two of Wands, which is more about you being in a situation where you are choosing a lot of things. Maybe, there can be some choices around you, or, you can be in a position where you feel that something needs to be changed. There can also be some presented opportunities towards you, or those opportunities can be round the corner, and this can put you eventually to make up your mind and to make a decision that would be helpful for you. So, when it comes to making those choices, it can somewhere bring you out of your comfort zone. So do not be hesitant to go with the choices that can provide you a broader perspective of things, something that can provide you towards something that you're not used to. So it's also about getting out of your comfort zone and choosing the things that are going to provide you some benefits in the long term. So you can find yourself in a situation where there can be some positivity across you, around you. There can be some times where you can feel that um, that freshness, that growth that you have been expecting is coming to you. But somewhere you can be more about thinking, or critical thinking, in a space where you can feel that whether this change would be good for you or not. So you can find yourself being in a situation where you can doubt the opportunities that can be coming across to you. You can feel that maybe you're not ready for that kind of advancements. You can feel that maybe there is more that should be there, for before you can make up your mind and go ahead with that decision. So all of that particular thing can be there, where you can feel that there is something more that should be coming to you, that should be giving you more clarity. But it is also about you choosing the things that are somewhere going to expand your vision, that is going to be providing you a broader perspective of things. So if you are in a situation of sticking to some things that have been there around you, then somewhere you should be choosing that can give you better exposure, that can also provide you some um, better opportunities to explore yourself as well. So there can be some literal kind of travel that can come across, some literal kind of physical shift that you can feel, maybe in your location, or just an opportunity to travel due to work, or due to anything. Maybe there can be some personal commitments as well that can put you towards in that traveling situation. So this literal situation can also be there, where you would be traveling and exploring things. But if that physical travel does not happen, then there can be that mental travel as well. You can feel drifted between two choices, and mentally you can be in a position to explore more. So maybe in terms of learnings, in terms of adapting to new changes, you can feel that there are better things ahead, and you have to make your choice so that it can lead you towards something very positive. It can lead you towards something that would set a base for you right now, and eventually it would lead you further. Because this can be a very good time to actually get out of your comfort zone and take those steps. It can be a very good time that can be that is demanding you to somewhere be fearless, and tapping to if there have been certain desires within you, if there have been certain some unfulfilled commitments or unfulfilled wishes that you have always felt that you should be doing like that, or you should be going in that particular direction. So this is the time where you can choose those things to happen. This is a time where you can feel confident about those things happening. And again, this traveling thing is coming a lot, because when we talk about the other card as well here, so the travel is there. So somewhere or the other, that traveling is somewhere going to lead you towards something better. So it can even be a short trip, it can even be something that a work trip or a professional kind of a trip, but it is going to be helpful for you. It can provide you a sense of shift that you have been looking forward to. So if there have been some certain fears, some restrictions, maybe if you have been feeling drained, or if you have been feeling confused about a lot of things, this is the phase which is going to give you a lot of clarity. This is the phase which is going to free you from those restrictions, so you can feel freedom coming to you. You can feel yourself acting upon to, choosing the things that is going to provide you the freedom. So if till now you have been somewhere restricting your actions, restricting yourself, now is the time which is certainly going to provide you that fulfillment. And that is why you can expect a lot in the coming time. You can expect a lot of fulfillment coming to you. And this can also mean that, you would be exploring a lot of things together. So do not be very much, in a space of your comfort zone. Do not put a lot of critical thinking when it comes to, taking a further action that can eventually lead you towards a better life ahead. Make sure that you're doing what your heart is telling you to do. So listening to your heart here is very important, because it is somewhere going to lead you towards fulfillment. So there can be a good phase of fulfillment that you can feel. There can be a good phase of, something completing desires, some completing achievements. If you have been in a situation where you're finding yourself in a particular pattern, you can expect that pattern breaking up and providing you the breakthrough that you have been looking for. So that kind of fulfillment is also there. That kind of you know making you feel rushed with energies, making you feel fresh, making you feel fulfilled. All those kind of energies are there. And that is why, uh, as I said in the initial time as well, that, if some kind of opportunity is being presented towards you, now this opportunity can be in your personal life, in your professional life. This can be a professional opportunity as well that can feel very emotionally fulfilling to you. So if some kind of opportunity is coming to you, some kind of new change is coming your life, embrace that change, because that change is going to provide you, actually lead you towards the fulfillment that you have been looking for. So it can be, taking small steps towards your bigger victory, but ultimately you getting out of your comfort zone, to you putting your faith towards the things that, okay, this is going to work out, is something that is definitely going to provide you that breakthrough. So do not be hesitant to go beyond your limits. Do not be hesitant to explore new things, explore new ideas, and then eventually leading with that confidence, leading with that, a sense of direction. So all of those positivity, new changes are around the corner. And that is why, if you're in the middle of making some choices, do not just consider your comfort zone. In fact, look for the things that can provide you the experiences beyond your comfort zone, and that can eventually provide you the things that you actually want. So, all those kind of, if and if you have been learning some new things, if you have been in a process of completing some things, you can expect that fetching you good results. You can expect that giving you a kind of achievement, a sense of achievement in those things. So there can be some completing things, there can be some completing patterns that can eventually lead you towards a newer phase of your life. And this also means that, if you have been in a relationship, or if you have been looking for a relationship, then, all of that, efforts that you have been putting on are going to fetch you some positive and favorable results. This phase seems to be very much fulfilling for you. The next card we have is trust the timing. As I said, that, the opportunities that can be coming, the changes that can be coming, can put you in a situation where you can feel that, okay, maybe you're not ready for it. Maybe, this is not the time. So this is the card that is here to remind you that actually this is the time. Whatever happening in your life is somewhere directing you towards a good positive thing, and this is how things can be better for you. So, you need to trust that timing. You need to trust that, okay, you still have time. So if you have been feeling, that, maybe other people around you are doing better than you, if you are having some kind of mental competition or some kind of mental restrictions, again, breaking through that restriction is coming across. So if you're having that kind of mindset that maybe you're not doing well, or as compared to others, or there is some kind of time limit that you're putting on things, then this is the card that is here to remind you that it's okay, it's completely fine to just you know go with the opportunities that are coming across, and do not be very much skeptical about why it is happening so late or why is it happening so early, because whatever is happening right now is actually the best time to happen. So do not be hesitant, or be very much curious, or be very much cautious about the timing of the things, because it is the perfect time to initiate it, it is the perfect time to whatever opportunities you're getting. So grab those opportunities and don't be in a space of doubt when it comes to getting those opportunities. And next we have is the baby steps, the baby steps cards. So it is more about action again. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. So it means that you need to be following your intuition. So if some kind of opportunity is presented towards you, personal, professional, if some kind of opportunity is there that is demanding you to get out of your comfort zone, then you do not have to figure it out all at once. Just take the baby steps, take the steps further, and eventually things would unfold in a very beautiful way, in a way that would eventually give you that clarity, because this can be a phase where you can feel free. So do not be hesitant, do not restrict yourself to be in that space of questioning, to be in that space of doubts, because this is your time to grow, this is your time to glow and do well, this is your time to blossom. So do not be very much hesitant about a lot of things. And meanwhile, in all this process, there can be, as I said, initially, the initial thing was that this can be a space where you would have to make certain choices. Maybe there can be some people that you would have to be dealing with. So even if there are some complicated situations, even if there are certain situations that are somewhere going beyond your control, so make sure that you're having a peaceful resolution for that. Because being aggressive, being impulsive, or just pushing your thoughts towards others may not be a very good way to deal with things right now, because there is a good positive attitude towards you, there is a good flourishing phase around you. So do not hamper it with a lot of aggressive energies. Be calm while dealing with things. And there can be some helpful people around you as well. So if you feel that certain things are going beyond your control, because some kind of breakthrough is coming across in your life, and if you feel that some things are going beyond your control, so it is not only you who would have to handle things. You can reach out to people who are your loved ones, who are actually there to care for you. So you can reach out to them, you can connect with them, and figure out a peaceful resolution for that. So because a lot of things can be coming towards you positively, you can yourself find you can find yourself in a situation of maybe you can be confused, or you may not be able to make up your mind very easily. So do not be hesitant to look for the people who actually care for you, who can provide you some experienced advice that can eventually be fulfilling for you. So yes, this is something that you need to be taking care of. And all the very best for the upcoming phase. And now about the pile number 3, the card number 3. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so when it comes to when it comes to you being in a situation, it seems like there can be a lot of times where you can feel drained because of a lot of things happening around you. So there can be a phase where you can feel that urge to disconnect with people. You can feel that being distant is better than facing a particular situation, or providing that kind of justification to others. So somewhere you feel that the easier way to deal with the chaos that is happening around you, the easier way to deal with the situations around you, is to build that distance, is to build some kind of boundaries from others, because either you're not ready to see the consequences or to adapt to the change, or either you are you know you feel that you're not being affected by that. So somewhere or the other you are trying to disassociate yourself from the things that you really don't feel can be good for you, which is a good thing. And one thing can also be there, that if you are finding yourself in a chaotic situation, if you feel that there is some kind of trouble that is going on, there can be one major reason for all those little and petty issues. So this can be towards your personal or professional life. If you're feeling some kind of discomfort, if you're feeling some kind of obstacles arising, then the issue of that can be just one thing. So this can be anything related to a person, a particular project, or a particular attitude of a person. So when it comes to dealing with all these complicated situations, you can, for example, you can feel that some misunderstandings are arriving, you're not being treated well, you are being demotivated, or you are being putting down by others. But all of this can be driven by the ego of one person. So a person who is not very well happy with you, or who is not happy to see you happy, to see you being successful, his or her ego can be in a place where it is leading to all those multiple actions towards you. So there can be one particular issue that can lead to all these petty issues that you can feel around you. So make sure that when it comes to dealing with those things, when it comes to dealing with those issues, you are targeting the main issue, you are treating the main issue first, and then you are dealing with those petty issues. Because this can be a situation where a lot of changes that can be happening around you, which you may not like, and those changes can be very much draining for you, because you can feel that all these situations are being directed towards you, or all that load of that change, or all that load of things not turn working for you is just coming on your shoulder, and the people around you are not being very supportive. And that can be the reason why you're preferring to just be at your own, you're just preferring to isolate yourself from others, because you feel that people are not really bothered about what you are going through, people are not really bothered about the changes that are happening within you in your life, and you are the one who is taking all the load altogether. And this can actually be the truth as well, because you can actually be in a situation where some abrupt endings can be there, some a kind of a situation where maybe some unexpected ending happened, something that you felt that would be going on just ended abruptly, and you are not in a position to have that kind of change in your life, or accept that change very easily. So you can be in that particular situation where you can feel that the change that is happening, there is not changes, but there is one particular heavy change that can be there around you, which can make you feel drained, which can make you feel you know things not working around. And that is why you are the only one who is going with that emotional baggage. And it is not necessarily that this is the kind of a change that is about to happen. This can also be something that you have faced in the past, and you're not able to let go of that baggage till now. So maybe in the past times there have been some abrupt and endings, there have been some difficult change that you may have been resisting for a while, but eventually, because that change took place, you had to carry on with that baggage. So it is not necessarily that it is going to happen, it is also about you carrying that burden of that change along with till this time. So this can be some kind of grudge, this can be some kind of maybe you didn't get a particular apology from someone, or this can be just things ending very abruptly, that you didn't get that kind of closure that was required. So and this can again be in a personal life, professional life. But yes, there have been a situation like that where you felt that things just fell apart, you did not get the closure, and you are just having that baggage on your shoulder till now. So it is also about freeing yourself from that baggage, because if you want to lead a smoother path further, if you want to lead a better path further, you need to put yourself in a situation where you're able to let go of the past baggages. And if you feel that you are the only one who is having that baggage, and there can be multiple things that can come across on your shoulders, and you're leading those things, then you need to shake off your burden as well. So maybe delegating some of your work. You don't have to do it all alone. Yes, you can feel that people are not understanding you, people are not reciprocating with some kind of support, some kind of love that you actually feel that you deserve. But that does not mean that you really have to bear it all alone. You can make others feel, at least just on an overview, you can delegate your responsibilities, because there can be a lot of pressure that you can be holding on to. So it is definitely a very strong phase for you, where you need to shift your burden, and you need to feel free. You need to feel somewhere free from your responsibilities, because all of those things are just making you feel drained, all of those things are making you feel low, which are eventually going to put you in a situation where you can feel that emotional and mental drainage as well. So good, it is good that you are taking the responsibilities, you are feeling accountable for your own things, but you should not be carrying that baggage for all along. So this can also be something that maybe you did something by mistake, and you're still carrying that guilt or regret along. So you have to let go of that guilt, you have to let go of that regret as well, in order to be free, in order to feel free. And that is why it can be a good phase in the coming time, where you would eventually be doing that. So consciously you have to put in efforts to just shrug off little bit of your um, responsibilities to others. Maybe delegating your responsibilities to others would be very much helpful, and also making sure that you are also enjoying yourself. Yes, as I said, the resisting the change that have been there can be quite draining, but it is still your responsibility to make yourself feel good. It is still your responsibility to make yourself feel optimistic and joyful about the things. So take that, if you have to take that responsibility, take that responsibility of making yourself happy, and prioritizing your own happinesses, prioritizing your own well-being over the responsibilities, or over the draining situations that you're being around. So it is good that you are able to lead on with such strength, but it is not necessary to carry on like that, because in the coming time, yes, things are going to be a lot better than how they have been in the past. And even in the present situations, if you're feeling drained, if you're feeling a lot of things coming up on you, the coming phase can be a lot lighter. You can find yourself being escorted towards something better. You can find yourself moving towards the smoother water, and there may not be, again, there may not be very much support around you the way you expect, um, the way you expect actually. Um but yes, people can try to shift their attitude towards you in a positive sense. They can try to provide you some kind of help, they can try to provide you some kind of relief, some kind of support that can eventually make you feel better. So it may not be a very like people would be doing a lot of things for you, but yes, they would be trying in a better sense. And for that you would also and for that, yes, you would also have to allow them to happen. Because if you stay in that isolation zone, if you build your boundaries too strong, people would also hesitate to just offer you that help. So allow that help coming across towards you, allow that support coming across you. Yes, maybe in the past there may have not been that kind of help, but now if you are up to delegating your responsibilities, if you are up to sharing what you're feeling, um, then people can offer you their support. People can be supportive, people can try to push you forward, and this can eventually put you in a situation where you would feel better. So yes, this is something that you need to be very considerate about, acknowledging the efforts of what others are putting. At least be grateful for the things that you're having right now. So things may not be very much according to you, but they are still there. So there are still some positive things around you, there are still some good things around you, and you need to be shifting more of your focus towards the things that you're having. So instead of feeling drained, instead of thinking of the things that are not present in your life, the little things that are there, the little support, the little happiness, the little joy that is there in your life, make sure that you are acknowledging that, make sure that you are making your efforts to make others feel somewhere good as well. Again, nothing above your own mental well-being, but with time you would eventually start that, giving that, allowing others to help you as well. So with time this would happen. Right now, the best thing that you should be doing is just think more about yourself and your happiness. And further, after a while, I would say that after a while you can definitely be doing more. You would be feeling yourself restricted, and that is why you would be just getting up and making that change happen. So if in that situation of feeling drained, in that situation of feeling low, you would just be out there doing your own thing without getting very much bothered about the other zone. So you would be getting out of your comfort zone, you would be doing things on your own, making yourself feel happy. So moving further, we have is you got the love, and this is about hydrogen energy, codependency, and boundaries. Again, whatever we have discussed, it is all about the gist of that. That you can be in a situation where you can feel drained because you are the one giving that love. You are the one, taking all the load on yourself just to make others feel, lighter, or just to make others realize that you are there doing things. So giving that protective energy, giving that nurturing energy is good, but again, right now what is essential for you to put that strong boundary upon the kind of work that you're doing, the kind of energy that you're giving to others, the efforts that you're giving to others. Do not hesitate to just be vocal about what you're feeling. Even if you feel that others are not understanding you, that does not mean that you just suppress your emotions and isolate yourself and be alone. This is not the way to deal with things. So you certainly have to be vocal about the things that are bothering you, drawing your boundaries. If you feel that others are taking undue advantage of you being too good, then be subtle, raise your voice against it, raise your voice that you need to make sure about your own well-being. So doing that is very essential, and with time you would see progress. You would see that others are also being supportive to you, and eventually you would also be tapping into more of your strength. But as of now, it is essential for you to draw those boundaries, lift um, some pressure off yourself, delegate those responsibilities, and get indulged more in the activities that are actually making you feel positive, uplifted, and happy. And next we got is perspective. Perspective is about none of this matters, zoom out, and common ground. So as I said that yes, there have been a big change that you have been through, or maybe this can be a present situation where you may have been dealing with a big abrupt change. But the best way to deal with it is to zoom out and see things from a bigger perspective. See things that whether whatever has happened, or the big change that um, somewhere where you were resistant of, you are accepting that change and you're considering the bigger possibilities that can come across. So having peace with it, having peace with the things that have been there, and finally taking a decision with a bigger perspective is very much needed. So if you just zoom out from a situation and consider the situation from a third person perspective or from a broader perspective, you would see that you're still in control and you can still make things happen in a very positive manner with your strength and with your courage. So this is something that you should be considering. And the next thing is get more information. So before making any decision, before again, before making any decision, before thinking about what steps you should be taking, there are still some things that you should need to know. So maybe, if you're in a situation of making some decisions, if you finally decide to get out of your comfort zone, actually you're not in a comfort zone, so if you finally decide to get off your alone zone or isolation zone, and if you finally decide that there are certain steps that you would have to take, do not just impulsively do that. Get more information about it, have more information about it, know what exactly is going on. Again, the perspective, again the perspective thing. Know from a broader perspective how things are going on, not just from your perspective but from others as well, and gain some more information, and then eventually take some steps. And lastly, one important thing is forgiveness. Now, this is something that we have discussed earlier as well, that if you're holding on to some grudge, if you are holding on to some regret, some guilt, you have to let it go. And a lot of times when we talk about forgiveness, we always think about forgiving others. We always think about forgiving the others who did something wrong to us. But it is not only about that, it is also about forgiving ourselves from maybe not doing things according to our own expectations. So there can be a lot of times when we let ourselves down and then keep on thinking about it. So it is necessary for us to also forgive ourselves. It is necessary for also to make ourselves feel that it's okay and we should be somewhere guilt free, so that we can accept the new ways and eventually do better in life. And also obviously forgiving others. So if you haven't received an apology for the things, if you haven't received that closure yet, if you feel that someone did wrong to you, do not wait for their apology, because it is just being suppressed in your heart. It is just adding to your burden, and this is something that you should be free of. You don't deserve to just drag the things, carry that baggage all along. You should be free from all of that, and that is why it is necessary for you to forgive the people that you know do not actually have apologized. So you have to learn to let go of that, forgive them, and just carry on with a more positive outlook in your life. And yes, all the best for that.